Number 1.
Adrenaline Rush was originally a rogue epic that would draw a card, but if it was comboed, then it would draw 2 cards, but this card was removed during the game's alpha and was replaced with Shiv.
Number 2.
Arcane Blast was going to be a mage spell that did 1 damage and drew a card, but it was removed during the game's alpha.
Number 3.
The Autopecker 4000 was a strange card that would deal 1 damage to a player when they mouse over it, but it was removed during the game's alpha for obvious reasons.
Number 4.
The Dark Summoner was going to be a 5-cost 5/3 minion that makes the first minion you play every turn cost 3 less. This effect is very similar to that of the Pint-Sized Summoner, however this card was cut from the alpha and was replaced with the Spiteful Smith card.
Number 5.
The Dark Spear Hunter was going to be a hunter card that was a 2-cost 2/2, and its effect was whenever you play a beast, the beast gains +1 attack and health. But in the end this card was replaced with the Savannah Jaime minion.
Number 6.
Death Wish was originally a warrior epic that destroys all of your armor and gives you +1 attack for each armor lost. However, during the alpha this card was replaced with the popular spell known as Shield Slam.
Number 7.
The Devouring Ooze was a card with a rather interesting effect. For every game you've lost in a row, the ooze gains +1 attack and health. However, this card was removed in the early alpha because of this rather odd effect.
Number 8.
Envenom was the old version of Blade Fury. It doubled your weapon's attack for 1 turn. This card however was replaced with Blade Fury in the alpha.
Number 9.
Fade was a card that made it into the early beta of the game. Its effect was to give all minions taunt and draw a card, however it was replaced in the beta reset by the popular card known as Shadow Word Death.
Number 10.
Greater Heal was a priest spell that restored 2 health for each card in your opponent's hand. This card, similar to Fade, made it into the early beta, but was replaced with Holy Fire in the beta reset.
Number 11.
The Jade Fire Sata was a 5-cost 5/5 demon with stealth. However, this card was removed in the alpha of the game and was replaced with the Stranglethorn Tiger.
Number 12.
The Mana Spring Totem was an epic shaman card that costed 4 and had 0 attack and 1 health. The card's effect was to make all your cards cost 1 mana less, but the card was removed in the alpha of the game alongside most of the other cards that I've mentioned.
Number 13.
Mental Collapse was a pre-spell that dealt 1 damage to the enemy hero for every card in their hand. However, this card was removed in the game's alpha and replaced with a minion called Lightspawn. Man, there are a lot of priest cards in this list. Penance was a priest spell that costed 3 mana and dealt 3 damage and restored 3 health to your hero. This effect is very similar to that of the Warlock card known as Drain Life, but this card was cut from the alpha like most of the other cards on this list. Okay, it's official. Priest has the record for the most removed cards. Prayer of Fortitude was a priest spell that costed 1 mana and gave all your minions +1 attack and health, but in the end the card was removed from the alpha and was replaced with Inner Fire.
Number 16.
The World Flipper X50 was another strange minion that was cut from the alpha because of its strange effect. The card's effect was that it flips your opponent's screen upside down, which I'm sure would have made many people angry. Although this card is actually still hinted at in Goblins vs Gnomes. For instance, in the trailer for Goblins vs Gnomes, the World Flipper can be seen on top of many explosives. Another example is when the World Flipper can be seen again in the trailer, where a mind control technome appears to be tinkering with what looks like a World Flipper.
Number 17.
The Avatar of the Coin was a free minion that had 1 attack and 1 health, and was given to the player that lost the coin toss at the start of the game. However, this card was removed in the early alpha of the game.
Number 18.
The Skeleton card was a 3-cost 3/3 minion that was originally intended to be in the game. However, it was removed from the game at an unknown time, although it is assumed that it was removed in the early alpha or it was never implemented in the first place.
Number 19.
Not much is known about the Whelk card except that it is a 1-cost 1/1 dragon. The card is assumed to have been in the classic set, but it was removed and replaced with the uncollectible version of today. Currently, the only way to play this card is by either playing Leroy Jenkins or Onyxia.
Number 20.
Ozumat was originally meant to be a minion in the game, but it was removed from the alpha shortly before the release of the beta. The reason for this is that the card apparently just couldn't fit into the game. No data or even card art is available for this card. The only pictures we have are the images from World of Warcraft and the Warcraft TCG art. That wraps this list up, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!